Hello, gay men.
Hello.
Welcome to Coming Inside Out. I am Brian.
And I am John. Welcome, everyone.
Yes.
Welcome, Brian.
Welcome. Good to see you, John. Always
Good
good
to
to
see
see you. Oh my God. So I thought, just this next couple episodes, we really want to promote Pride. Anybody going to Palm Springs in November for Pride? Anybody participating in the march? We've brought that up on multiple episodes. We will be there marching. If you have any interest in joining us, you can write to us at cominginsideout@gmail.com and we'll get you our information. Also, I thought an important topic that we should continue bringing to light is Movember.
Yes, Movember is an annual event involving the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's suicide. The Movember Foundation runs the Movember charity event housed at Movember.com. The goal of Movember is to change the face of men's health. Gay Fathers Worldwide has a fundraising link is in the episode description. Click and donate, please. Gay Fathers Worldwide goal is to raise $10,000 for Movember Foundation. This is such a great thing, and it is. I mean, I think
they're currently at just over 3,000. And that, so Gay Fathers Worldwide is a group, and we just passed 1,000 members.
Yeah.
So I think the thought process behind that is if every 1,000 members donated $10, they would reach their goal. $10,000. I don't think everybody's going to donate, but we've put this information on our link. So if you are listening to our podcast and you would like to donate, we have those links within our podcast for you. And if you can't find them, you can email us and I will email you a link to donate.
Nice. And, it is important. I mean, we always have to check our health. And I think that's one of our topics today.
Yes.
Right?
Well, talking about going to the doctor.
Yes.
And being truthful, because I was joking with you about watching these TikToks that they have about men going to the doctor. What are you here for? Oh, I don't know. My wife told me to come.
Right.
Kind of thing. And I had my annual checkup in February, and that was really the first time I was 100% truthful with my doctor.
Right.
Only because I hadn't had to be with anybody else because I wasn't really sexually active.
Right.
That I needed to have a conversation about it. But, my doctor is from India, and it was very interesting because I was extremely candid with her about what I wanted to do and what my plans were.
Sure.
And she had a very surprised look on her face. But you know what? You got to talk about it.
But I mean, that's the whole thing about all of us, we and a lot of us that have not come out by not, and that's a big difference, socially coming out, but then also coming out medically. You have to come out medically in order to know where you stand. It's so important because there are so many preventive drugs out there for STDs, and a lot of it, doxypep is one of them. And if you have been exposed to somebody without, a condom, you take these two pills, and it prevents like a 99.9 or 90% gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. Syphilis is huge. And so that is one called doxypep, and that's a very, very good, and it's somewhat new. And of course, you have Truvada for HIV prevention and all of that. And so if anything, I would suggest you go and look, you may have a family physician where all of your family members have gone to that you don't want to. Go seek another health professional where you feel comfortable and to be able to get all of these tests to just see where you do stand, because it's amazing how far they've come medically, and that can prevent, because if you're still in a marriage with a woman and you're out acting out, and then you bring that home and then you've exposed her to it, that's not, and again, I don't want to be judgy here, but it's just not fair to her.
Yeah. And a whole new level of resentment. Not only are you coming out as gay, but now in addition to coming out as gay, you've given her
And look, I mean, that goes for heterosexuals too, because there's heterosexuals that are fucking around,
Yes.
and they're bringing it back to their partners, and it's all over. But that, it's part of just being honest within yourself and going, because I have to shout out to she's retired now, but my doctor 10 years ago or 8 years ago, she knew that I was married to a woman, and I told her everything, and she goes, okay. She goes, let me, and she put me on Truvada.
All right. So you were married, you were closeted, you had this stuff going on, and you went to the doctor. You were brave enough first to go to the doctor,
Right.
and second of all, you were brave enough to tell the doctor what you needed to protect yourself.
Yes,
Right.
and so it was. It was part of just being honest within myself to just protect everything, and it's tough.
Everything. Yes.
Not everything. You don't protect everything, but now that but still, I'm religious every 3 months. Now we're not living together. I go, as I told you before, my whore checkup. I go in for the whore checkup.
I thought every 3 months. Every 3 months is not once a year. I do an annual physical.
Well, you do an annual physical. You definitely want to do an annual physical, but if you are out acting out, depending if it's oral or if it's anal or what have you, it's always good to get tested every 3 months.
Every 3 months. Okay,
for HIV, and for the chlamydia and all of that. It's good.
All right, and if you're a younger listener,
Yeah.
There's LGBTQ centers that you can go to,
but that are free.
They're free. You don't have to go to your doctor. You don't have to ask.
Yes, you don't.
Somebody, where's my medical card?
Exactly.
Mom, can you schedule me a doctor's appointment? Whatever.
Right.
These are things you can do on your own. You have to be 18 years old, don't you? I would assume maybe 16.
You know what? I don't know about that, but to reference what I said earlier, if you're at a family doctor and you don't want to go to the family doctor, go to one of these clinics. There's a lot of these clinics that are free. They're funded, and they'll give you that test. They'll give you all those tests,
and they'll give you education.
And they'll give you education on it.
Because I printed out some of the STIs. I've not had an STI, but you can go online the same as I did. If you have itching, burning, scratching, rashiness, or whatever like that, there's a whole bunch of discharge. There's a whole bunch of different.
There's genital herpes, which herpes, it's forever.
Yeah, herpes is forever.
It comes. You can have outbreaks or not.
Well, what I found a little sad was when I was researching this, WikiHow, when you go on there, if you're a younger person looking to find out about STIs, they give you advice on how to protect yourself from contracting an STI.
Yeah.
And the first two things are consider abstinence.
Right.
Or consider monogamy.
Right.
Who the hell are they talking to? That website, the fact that it has that on there, we can do so much better.
They're talking to the Bible people.
They're talking to the Bible. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know.
But I mean, come on. You're going to explore.
Yeah. Well, if you're younger, hopefully you are exploring. Hopefully you are having a good time. So, I thought that was funny.
And then, what is that you? Can we please do better than this?
Can we please do better than this? Yes, especially for our younger generation. Can we please do better than that?
I think so.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to talk to your doctor or talk to a doctor or a clinic.
Yes, somebody. Yes. All right. So moving on, I'm doing a lot of research for this. I found this to be another sad topic because I'm going on and I'm researching LGBTQ news, updates, this, that, whatever. There are still 64 countries that have laws criminalizing homosexuality.
Really?
64 countries criminalize you if you are openly gay.
And you said nearly half of these are in Africa.
They are, yes. A lot of them are Middle Eastern 30 countries. Yes.
What are some other countries?
I don't know, but I think a lot of the Middle Eastern countries are. What is it called? United Emirates?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Dubai, you cannot be.
Or the ones that they hold hands. The men's hold the men's hold hands.
It's in Europe.
No, I thought it was like, yeah, here's Europe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go to Europe if you're
It's not Saudi or Iran.
Oh, that they hold hands in? No, they'll chop your hand off if you hold hands there. That's no.
All right.
Do not do that there. All right.
Well, there wasn't. Now there was a law in Texas for sodomy. You can't butt fuck
in Texas.
But I don't know if it's been lifted or
well,
what. But I'll have to research that. But I remember somebody saying that in Texas
you're not allowed to have anal sex.
All
right.
Well, but let me tell you, a lot of people have moved to Texas, and it's becoming not a blue state, but Austin's pretty blue, as in red and blue.
Okay. Well, there's the gay fathers of
Austin,
of Texas. I don't know of Dallas. I think it's of Dallas.
Really?
Yeah. There's a couple chapters out in that area.
There's a great bar in Dallas, and it's a country western gay bar.
Is it called No Labels?
I can't remember.
I have a shirt from there. So there is a LGBTQ.
It is the biggest. They teach you how to country western dance. They have a karaoke bar. I mean, this thing is huge, and then they have a huge arena but it's a gay bar.
All right, I think it may be the same bar. All right, John, I'm going to share a hilarious story with you. I'm not prude. I'm no stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
Prude. I just, when it comes to, I haven't had a lot of hookups. I haven't been on a date yet, so I've shared with you. I have these very attractive neighbors. They're in their 30s. Mm-hmm. The backstory on that is I was on Grindr one day, and this brand new face popped up on Grindr, and it was a very good looking guy, and it said he was 0 feet away.
Oh my God.
Normally, I would never respond to a very good looking younger guy, but I responded and I said, 0 feet away, you must be under my couch. And he responded with humor, and he
says, no, I'm in you.
Yeah. He responded with humor. I find out they're my new neighbors. He's not 0 feet apart. He's probably a couple hundred feet away, but we developed a friendship. Like I said, they're in their 30s. I've gone over there. I may or may not have smoked pot with them a few times, but last week, by the time people hear this, it'll be much longer than that, but my neighbor texted me and said, as you are most likely aware, Tuesday is the VP presidential debate. And we were wondering if you would like to come over to our place for dinner and watch it. And I was like, oh, that's so nice of them. Mm-hmm. And I was all for it. And then the next text I get was from him after I said, sure, I'd love to. What is your comfortable level with social nudity? Out of curiosity.
So that's what he texted you.
That's what he texted me.
And that's code word for let's have a threesome.
Oh my God.
That's an easy way to say let's have a threesome. Come on, 3 naked men to watch the debates.
2 naked men. I have a dad bod.
So what?
These guys have amazing bods. But
we're all beautiful.
Oh, we're all beautiful on the inside. Right? Oh my God. So I said social nudity. I have not experienced it before. LOL. Are Waltz and Vance going to be naked during the debate? Oh, exactly. They laughed about that. They also thought that was very funny too. And then he responded, oh, wow, really? Wow. We had a small circle of nudist friends where they last lived, and they would go to each other's houses for dinners or snacks, play video games, board games, TV shows, movies, drinks, smoke, laugh, and they did all of that while they were naked. So that was way beyond my speed
or your comfort zone, yeah.
So I declined to go.
Okay.
To the debate. And then
you could have called me.
I should have told you. I can't make it, but I have a friend.
And then I would go over and like, oh, Brian's sick. He can't make it.
Next time I'm gonna extend the invitation to you because they are very good looking. So I declined going, and then he later said, oh, actually one of their female coworkers that one of them worked with was had invited herself over to watch the debate also. And I was like, okay, well, then I'll come over because obviously it's not going to be a new party. So I go over there. He opens the door. He says that his husband's upstairs. He was running late. He had just gotten home from work. I walk into the house. He asked me if I want a drink. And I'm like, oh my God, I really dodged a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh, what are you talking about? And I said, oh, well, his coworker's coming. So I dodged the bullet, with our whole text. And he's like, oh, actually, she canceled. She's not coming.
See, they that she was never coming. They just told you that shit so they would get you over there. Brian, they're totally into you.
Oh, as soon as he said that, I was like, my armpits were just dripping wet. I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my God,
you didn't get a tingle? You didn't get a tingle in your tallywhacker?
I didn't use my mint soap. I got that I talked about before. No. So I would have this fear that his husband was going to come downstairs naked and I was going to whatever. But
and
he
didn't. Vault in.
He didn't. Yeah. Pole vault in. Exactly. He did, and he came down. We had a great time.
Yeah,
had a lot of fun. We watched the debate, but we had a good time. So,
well, and I mean, the gay community. It seems like there's a lot of openness with sexuality, sexuality, and there's a lot of men that are married and that are couples that they have an open policy to play either separately or play together, and I mean, I see that, and I know of a few couples that do that, and I think it's inspiring because I don't know, are we a creature of being monogamous with just one person?
I'm a monogamous person. I think I was monogamous with my wife for 30 years.
Right.
Just if you're a listener out there, I'm just looking for a man, mid-50s. Active.
He's been looking for men for 30 episodes.
Yes, for 30 yes. Yeah. I'm gonna write my phone number on the back of this wall.
You're a catch. It's gonna happen. It'll happen. It's definitely happen.
Yes, but not at a nude VP debate. Well, that's a married couple.
No, you could be. Is it polyamorous and a throuple? You can be a throuple.
Yeah.
They may want a throuple.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Would you be open to
that?
No.
No,
Me either.
Yeah, you either. Yeah, one of them is 20 years younger than me.
That makes him what, 30?
35.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, John, I'm going to have a little fun with you right now. I printed this stuff off.
I've been having fun. I don't know about you.
So don't look at this.
Okay.
But we were on the phone last week, and you had mentioned this as something you thought would be fun to do. So I did a little research, and here we go.
What? I have no idea.
You asked me about trivia.
About what?
Trivia.
Trivia. Okay.
Yes. You were telling me, there's some of the podcasts where they do kind of trivia stuff. So I went online. I found some trivia questions that I'm.
Oh, I thought trivia was a whore.
No.
I'm talking about the trivia.
You meant Trivia, the drag queen from the Abbey. You wanted to do some trivia. Oh my God! I thought you wanted to go. Here we go. This is all LGBTQ.
Okay.
Some of this you may know, some of this you may not know. Listeners maybe know more than both of us because I didn't know most of this.
Just remember, I was in special ed in elementary.
Yes,
I was. I totally was.
Which country was the first to lawfully establish same-sex marriage?
Which country?
Yes.
I would say, wow, progressive. What's up? Canada.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Which was the first U.S. state to allow same-sex marriage?
One would think California, but it wasn't. No. It was
East Coast.
I was going to say East Coast. Massachusetts.
It is Massachusetts.
Oh, really?
Yes. Good.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Massachusetts.
All right.
One.
In what U.S. city was the country's first legal same-sex marriage?
Well, Where was the
What city?
first? What city? Well,
What
I mean,
city
I have to
held
guess
the
Boston, because if Massachusetts was the first one to legalize marriage, then if people were getting married, I would assume it would be one of the cities in Massachusetts. Oh, could it be? Where's everybody go? Fire Island?
It's West Coast.
Oh, it's West Coast. Oregon.
San Francisco.
Okay. Oh, that should have known.
This is a sad one.
You said city, not
City.
state.
I said
Sorry,
city.
I said state.
Oh, I didn't even. I wasn't. Okay.
Sorry.
This is a sad one. What year did the American Psychological Association remove homosexuality from its list of mental disorders? Prior to this year, being homosexual was considered a mental disorder.
Have they even lifted it yet?
They've lifted it.
Okay, lifted it. I'm gonna say in the 90s.
Well, actually, it was 1973.
Oh.
But the saddest part of this is you're very close. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization just removed homosexuality as a mental health disorder in 1992.
Wait, what organization did
The
it?
World Health Organization.
World Health, but in the United States?
Yeah, we have what's called the DSM,
Mhm.
which is, I don't know what it stands for, but it's basically the American Psychological Association.
And that was in 73?
73.
Okay.
But the World Health Organization still thought you had a mental disorder up until 1992 if you were
See,
gay.
and the reason why I said that in the 90s, because when Clinton was president, they had the initiative of Don't Ask, Don't Tell for
the
military, for gays,
Yes.
for gays in the military. It's just, there was some acceptance,
Yes.
going in the right direction. It wasn't quite there yet. I'd like to know what it is today. You've got a son that's in the military,
Yeah.
but do they allow gay and lesbians?
Oh, they have to. Yes, they do. I mean, well,
that's a good question. When did they start?
I don't know. Well, that's another trivia question.
Well, that was my trivia question back to you.
Right. And you asked this a couple episodes, so I have this for you. According to GLAAD, which is the Gay Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, approximately what percentage of Gen Zs identify themselves as a part of the LGBTQIA plus community?
In the Gen Z, what age is that again? Do we know?
Is my son a Gen Z? No, my son's a millennial, right? Are our kids millennials?
Well,
Gen Z?
we're Gen X.
20s?
So are you Gen X?
Their 20s and 30s? I don't know.
I
don't know what Gen Z is.
I thought Gen Z came after Gen X, which would be their 30s, right?
All right. But we'll go with that.
So what's the
percentage?
question?
What percentage of them identify themselves as a member of the LGBTQ?
I would say 26%.
All right. Close, 20%.
Okay.
In what year was gay marriage legalized nationwide in the United States?
Nationally
Yes.
legalized.
Yes.
Has to be the 2000s?
Yes.
Yeah.
2015.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wow.
This one's for a road trip.
Like yesterday.
This one's for a road trip. What city holds the biggest pride parade in the world?
In the U.S.?
In the world.
What city?
You won't get the city, so what country? You won't. I mean, no, I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce it correctly. So
I'm going to say Australia.
Okay, it's Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. There you go.
Yeah, so we need to go to Brazil because they have the largest pride party. Okay. In what year was the first pride parade held in the United States?
I'm such a bad gay.
Me too. I didn't know the answer to 90% of these.
Repeat that?
Okay, in what year was the first pride parade held in the United States?
What year?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say it had to be in San Francisco, and I'm going to say that's my guess. And like Milk, remember Milk?
Yes.
That was going
Harvey
on.
Milken.
I'm going to say in the 70s.
Yeah, 1970.
Yeah,
1970.
Yeah.
Okay. What state held the first pride parade?
California.
New York.
Well, wait a minute. Oh, in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
So 1970.
1870.
It was New York.
New York held the first U.S. pride parade.
Wow.
Are you?
Hey, if any of you went to that in the 70s, write into us.
Yeah.
Because any of you
and literally
mature gays,
we'll have to give them a address because literally if they went in the 70s, they're probably not using email.
Oh man, you just disrespected so many older gay people.
I wasn't even using crayons and
Just fax us. Just give us a fax.
Some fax. All right. Do you watch football?
I do, but I'm not like, I played football for many, many years, but I just don't follow it like so many people that look at me says I should, or they just assume that I do. I follow it here and there, of course. College football more so, but
okay. I picked this one because I thought you liked football.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's a little bit of statistic, and then I'm going to ask you the question.
Mm-hmm.
There have been 16 out gay and bi football players in the NFL in its 105-year history.
Only 16.
Only 16.
Mm-hmm.
And only one of them came out as gay while on an active roster.
Right.
Who was that player, and in what year did they come out?
I want to say it was the guy who had his boyfriend that came to the draft, I think. And he was already out. I think he was out before the draft. So I don't know if that is part of the question. It may not be. I don't know his name.
His name was Carl Nassib. Nassib.
Way to go, Carl.
Yes.
Congrats. I mean, really, Carl, seriously, we'd love to have you on our podcast because, my God, being part of that macho and being so, powerful and strong to come through that's amazing. That's
only in 105-year history, only 16 NFL players have come out.
Right. See, Aaron Hernandez did, he killed himself.
Well, there's speculation about his sexuality. There's no confirmation.
There's no confirmation.
Right?
Well, in my mind.
All right.
I was fantasizing.
You fantasized?
He was such a handsome guy.
He was. And so this happened in 2021, by the way.
I think it was that guy. I think it was him.
He's a good-looking guy. And yeah, I do remember something about that also. About somebody bringing their boyfriend with them.
I don't know if that was him, but then I saw this other documentary about this other guy.
Oh, you're thinking of Colton Underwood.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that was a great documentary, by the way. Because I liked it. He got a lot of heat for that, or people didn't, whatever, for whatever reason, it didn't get good reviews, but I watched it. I liked that too. It's Colton. And he's a little hottie too.
He's a hottie.
Yeah. All right. I got some more information for us. First.
So wait, how did I do?
Oh, I think you got two. Well, you got 20%.
Well, that's fine.
I'll pick some easier questions.
Testing
I'll bring some easier questions for you next time. All right. You had asked about this, or you had made reference to this. So I thought this would be great to share with the listeners. And I'm just going to hand this to you.
Okay. You want me to read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, did you watch the video, first of all? Have you seen the video?
No, I have not.
Okay, I fact check all of this, so I know that this is true.
All right. Melania Trump confirms support for abortion rights in new video, putting her at odds with husband's position. CNN. Former First Lady Melania Trump said in a new video posted Thursday that she believes there is no room for compromise when it comes to a woman's individual freedom, after Guardian reported excerpts from her forthcoming book in which she says she supports abortion rights, free from any intervention of murder.
Terrible. She's beautiful. She's every time I hear her, I'm expecting her accent to not be as thick as her accent is, but I watched the video and I just thought, wow, you had just mentioned her a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, when this popped up, I would bring that up.
Well, I'm a comedian, so I'm always going to make fun of people. They can make fun of me. Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. This is
100% true.
Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth. Her defense of abortion rights puts her at odds with her husband's position roughly a month from Election Day. I think a lot of fucking things put her at odds with her husband.
Me too.
So, Melania, congrats. And look, if you don't take offense that I made fun and fun. I think it's great. I think it's courageous for her to stand up to do that.
Absolutely.
Good for her.
And I want this podcast to be a little educational at the exact same time as it is humorous. And so, we're going to talk about a couple of things. But I thought this story was outrageous. I don't know if you know who Ryan Walters is. He's the Oklahoma superintendent.
Okay.
And this is a true story. I told this to my son, my older son. He's like, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." I fact checked the shit out of it. It's entirely true. On October 4th, Oklahoma superintendent wants $3.3 million to put 55,000 Trump Bibles into the classrooms.
What?
Is that the
Have you seen that commercial with him promoting that Bible?
Yes.
Trump is hilarious.
But
wow.
Yeah. So I probably got too much information on that, but basically,
first of all, Ryan Walters, I bet you he probably owns the Bible company book that he's going to make money off of if they buy it. I'm sure he has something to do with that. Are going to get a kickback from wherever they purchase the Bibles from? Well, that's just my theory.
Oklahoma's not going to pay $3.3 million for Trump Bibles, and the president of GLAAD had some choice words for him. But in researching this article, I also found out that if you look at Trump's Bible,
are we getting political now?
A little bit. Amendment abolishing slavery is missing from Trump's Bible. Trump's endorsed God Bless the USA Bible omits key constitutional provisions. He's charging $59.99 for this Bible, which is the King James Version, which includes lyrics, God Bless America, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance, but omits the constitutional amendments 11 through 27. And this is in Bible. And they want to put this in the schools in Oklahoma.
It's interesting. What king was it? Henry VIII, I think, that had 8 wives or something like that, or had killed 6, whatever that was. And he changed the religion of England in order for him to get remarried.
Yes.
As a dictator, as a king, this kind of travels along the same road of trying to change religion as a dictator or as a leader.
Yes, you have one entire state wanting to put 55,000 Bibles into schools, which leaves out the amendment for the Electoral College, which leaves out the amendment abolishing slavery, which leaves out the amendment that includes the insurrection clause.
Wow.
Which leaves out the amendments for women's right to vote.
What?
Yes. Which leaves out the amendment that limits presidents to only serving 2 terms. People, I read some of this stuff, and, I have an LGBTQ son, and I want to educate him at the same time I want to educate myself. And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with a lot of the stuff, but I just find some of these things that I'm reading so alarming.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy town.
Oh, I have one more thing. I'm going to leave us on just a hilarious note.
Right. Well, can I make a?
You can make
get a little political here. Right. You've talked about the debate. Did you listen to the debate?
I watched
the vice president
with my clothes on. Yes, I did.
What was your take on that?
Oof. So we know how I stand politically. I was actually surprised at how well I thought Vance presented himself. I thought he was going to go off and,
make crazy town. Go to crazy
a bunch of shit and whatever like that.
No.
He presented himself very well. So if you were a Trumpster watching that debate and you weren't fact checking because, of course, he lied a lot, but how he presented himself, even though he lied a lot, I think he did a good job. He did a better job than Trump did.
Let me tell you something. I looked at it as like, why aren't these two on the ticket to run for president? Because those two takes you back to yesteryear when the debates were cordial before Trump ever came into the game. That was what a debate is all about. If you're a young kid, that is a perfect example of a debate because they did agree on things. They were able to agree on things and they were able to debate each other, for that to try to win over the audience. I thought it was an amazing debate on both sides.
They were polite. They were kind to one another.
They were.
There was a mean streak between them.
Because unfortunately, Harris had to deal with Trump and his craziness and everything. But it was so refreshing to see these two vice presidents or vice president or the nominees debate. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I agree. All right. I am going to leave our listeners with this, John. I found this online. I had no idea this even existed. What do the initials CBT stand for? Cat, boy, Tom. I don't know. CBT. What do those initials stand for?
CBT. Is it medically? Is it medical? What context are we talking about?
Sexual. Cock and ball torture.
Okay.
Includes ball stretching of the scrotal sac so that it hangs lower by using weights and other devices to pull on it, and ball bashing. Have you ever been kicked in the balls?
I have.
You know what a ball bashing feels like?
I've been kicked in the balls and I made them do it again.
No, you don't.
I go, is that your best?
Oh my
God. Is that your best?
This is posted as something that people are into, and you put these initials on your profile, and I have no idea what that means, but I did some research, and so if somebody is on their profile, it's CBT.
Well, it could be like stretching, squeezing, twisting, slapping.
No, thank you.
Have you tried it?
No.
I can't believe you're judging that?
Yeah.
You're judging those poor CBT people?
Well, next week I'm going to bring a paddle in here. I'm going to have you bend over and
what?
We'll just give them a good slap. You're still at the age where you're not sitting on them yet, right? I terrible. Oh my God.
Go ahead. These are already up in my butthole.
Well, they're your butthole. I have a terrible story. Oh God, I hope this person's not listening. But somebody was with their elderly father at the hospital, and they put him in his gown, and they set him down on the edge of the bed, and he immediately starts screaming like, "Oh my God!" I'm just like screaming. He sat on his balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Some people like that. People like that.
Evidently.
Is that what we're going to leave everyone
That's what we're going to leave everybody with, the cock and ball torture. Yes.
We're so classy.
Yes.
We're very classy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. This was all great. This was good. Bye. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.